safely.
Yeah, I'm awesome. So you're wondering what I did. Semi-auto trigger board is in there, and I've taken out the select fire one. I'll explain why in a minute. First things first, I took out the bevel gear. I re-greased, re-shimmed, and I put in a SEMA bevel gear. And that has given me really, really, really nice results. I'm able to fit a shim on top of the bevel gear. So that's good. Next up, the motor cage, the big U-shaped motor cage. You don't need to just cram that directly on. Ordinarily, it just holds the motor like that. You don't need to cram it so it's tight against the gearbox itself. You don't need to do that, because although you can adjust the motor height with the little bit at the bottom down here, if you were to adjust the two screws here, and then when you find that perfectly quiet point, you've got complete movement and manipulation of the motor. And then when you find the quietest point, you get some locking washers in there, tighten it up nice and tight. So instead of it being like that, it might be like that or like that. Now, I've been told by the bum sausage guy that in the user groups and the owners groups, people are using the Boost 40K motor. They're getting good results. That makes sense, because yes, it is a good motor. I think they burn out a bit quick personally, but they are a good motor. The pinion is going to be meshing up a little bit nicer with the gear perhaps. But I'm noticing that this is still getting bad PME. I can see the teeth, and right in the middle of the rack you can see there's a bite, and I don't like it. So it's fast enough now that with a Boost 40K, I think it'd be going too fast, and it's going to cause bad PME. And I was already getting PME at 1.06 joule, so I've moved over to the semi-auto only board. The other thing I did, and I think it's the biggest thing, the trigger just didn't work. What did I do to get the trigger working? Well, the jumper, I think they've been overzealous with their battery protection, and without that thing on there, these just don't fucking work. But I'm finding that as the piston is shooting back, because of the tapetless design and because of the aluminium piston and the way it works, it's just rocking and shaking and banging, and that jumper is actually able to move around, which is why I was getting half cycles and double feeds, because the jumper is coming off and going back on again, and it's confusing the issue. So I've removed that from the equation completely, and I've just joined the two tabs permanently, and that's it. From that point, no problems. I've gone through mag after mag after mag, and this thing is actually firing lovely. It sounds like a PTW piston, it sounds like a WE Katana or one of the Red Wolf KG9s. It sounds the same as that. This information is we fed back to Jason at Longbow, who's going to feed it on back to Silverback. And then it is nice to know that people do care about their customers, and obviously this did not come from Longbow. This came from somebody else entirely, so there was no need for him to offer to pay for repairs and all this stuff. He didn't need to, but he did. So I'd be a cunt if I decided to then charge the guy to fix this, wouldn't I? So there we go. When you guys leave things behind, little parts like a SEMA bevel gear, it gets to help somebody else. So there you go. Thank you and fuck off.